Hello and welcome to Compass Rose Tarot and such with me, Magical Metallic and Unicorn. And it's been a lovely day. I do not usually, I'm not aiming to do this many messages, okay? But this is more what I want to call like a campfire, fellow traveler, so there's a sense of fam, okay, on the light level. Next to the river, next to the flow, the bubbling brook. Yeah, I think I will lay this out as something that is very much that campfire kind of energy, that friendly fireside chat kind of vibe. Okay, because what sparked my desire, okay, because this one comes from a place of, it's a pleasure. It is a pleasure to observe this, okay? And to be a part of the observation, and that's why I use terms like nerd alert astrology, nerd alert synchronicity. That means those of us who energy, like, resonate that sense of energetic intensity and passion about the knowledge of something. To me, that is nerd, okay? I think I'm also going to classify this as consider your source how to read with me, okay? I share the schematics so that the tools I'm giving you are better able to be understood. Okay, not everybody needs the schematics, so if you don't, just hang through it if you're resonating, and if not, like, please carry on. That essence of Namaste is very strong, and I did this fun thing called notes and diagrams, and some say I'll show it in art and because I have experienced what's called a day of rest. Okay, now, this is something where I've been in that hustler space for quite a moment. Like, team hustle, climb that mountain. And I mean, Sherpa, tourist, whatever your journey, whatever your desire is, whatever your reason for climbing said mountain, Mazel Tov, this is your sign that you're in your lane, okay? You're on the right road, number one, okay? Number two, I use the term nerd because I also view synchronicity, okay, as something that's kind of like Easter eggs left by the universe, because, which please, of course, there's like a nerd side to divinity. And that resonates at that level of, I do not want to keep saying high vibe, okay, because high and low kind of like, no, it's not a measurement necessarily. There's too many implications, too many negative contexts, okay? This is why sometimes language changes. To express context, okay? So, what I want to say instead of high vibe and low vibe is, it's purity and whatever is the antithesis of that, okay? Because I don't even have a terminology for this one. Because in purity, and I'm sure there's one somewhere, not a sense of like judgment, okay? This is purity from the space of an alchemist, okay? Merely the essence, okay? Essence versus non-essence. And it's not even a versus, because something that works on a scale in balance, highly for season, on a scale and within balance, is not two opposing forces, two polarities connected for the sake of harmony, okay? And this is the realm of weights and measures that I speak of and speak in, okay? So that's another reason why this is going to be filed under consider your source, is there's a lot of terminology and personal jargon that I use that are like Easter eggs, because to me it's fun. It's fun to call out synchronicity. I enjoy, there was a time in my life when I enjoyed projecting how a major nerdgasm type circumstance would end. Ooh, how's the next season of Doctor Who? How's Harry Potter gonna wrap up? And yes. And I'll admit, sometimes with like the X-Men movies, it was like, okay, call it 5 minutes in, it stops being fun. The downside of analytical, okay? Because really, downside, yes. The high side and the downside. It's not the upside and the downside. I'll work it out, I promise. We will agree on a common vernacular at some point, okay? This is good. And I will take a moment at the top of the bulletin to Namaste, because attitude is gratitude. So I want to speak to the resonance that sparked this, okay? Desire to share, to embrace a teachable moment, because I mean, I enjoy teachable moments and I enjoy being taught, so it's cool. It adds to my peace with, there are many things that add to my peace with, humor as well, okay? So there is going to be divine comedy energy going on here, okay? Jester, but like my interpretation of events, okay? And it's not so much an events, it's interpretation of vibes, okay? This is divine redirect season, and I just have to redirect myself, okay? The shout out is for Blue Phoenix AJ, okay? He put something out there that was just kind of a moment of, hey, I need advice, okay? And to see someone that I view as, oh, hey, this is a person who I use as like a weatherman for vibes. Because, like, the Tarot Tribe, I'm new at this. I haven't even, like, comment me on the comment section, okay? And for me personally, I enjoy storyteller. Okay, I enjoy storyteller because I am the kind of person who is inspired by seeing common themes in a different story that are reflected in my own life, and that for me reflect a sense of triumph or a sense of hope. Because hope is the divine redirect of the universe. Hope is like when the teacher pulls out the bubbles. Okay, the kids don't have fun because they're catching the bubbles. Okay, if there is a kid out there who's trying to catch the bubble, they're going to be disappointed because it's going to pop. Okay, but if you keep playing with the bubbles, you'll get to a point where it becomes just fun to look up, fun to reach out, fun to catch, but know that you probably won't actually catch it. You know, it's like the outcome does not matter. Hope from that space of essence, okay? Essence of divine. Hope with non-attachment to outcome. This is my alchemy way. Okay, this is my alchemist way. This is the path that has worked for me. Paulo Coelho. Oh, The Alchemist. I read that. I read that during the beginning of a previous Saturn cycle. Oh, see? Fall season. But let's get into it. Okay, because Namaste, Blue Phoenix, AJ, your bravery is resonating and inspiring mind. So thank you. Okay. So this is something where it's fall, okay? To me, fall is trim season, and it's nostalgia. It is the flip side of spring, because spring is rebirth. And fall is its own version of rebirth, but it's in that somber, death song kind of energy, okay? And I'm personally someone who resonates with, like, you know, death is just another version of a rebirth, and you know, Divine Airport, Akashic Records, la-di-da. I have a list. Okay? I do enjoy my synchronicity. Okay? I'm one of those nerds who dives deep. Okay? So if there is a deep concept dive, that's what I mean when I say deep sea dive. And that's actually in my notes, because it's the terminology I'm kind of enjoying for the moment. Deep concept dive. Okay? So this deep sea dive moment. Okay? For me personally, when it comes to my own personal blueprint, that desire to examine the music and the architecture. The music and the architecture. Shout out to my darling devil wherever you are, okay? I am someone who brings gratitude along and cites my sources for inspiration, okay? And there were people that showed, and especially because this is an electronic format, and that reminds me of others, electronic format. Yeah, those who resonate at that time, I thank you. Because there's that sense here of playful engagement that teaches us something, okay? And that resonates. So to both of you, thanks. The muse and the music enthusiast. Yes, okay, well, I am a storyteller, but I do keep stuff to myself, okay? And just let the resonance echo here. Because I am someone who's very vibrational. Okay, and this is like wellspring energy. So for a moment, just let some of that heat energy and just let it sit. Okay, we're getting into it, right? And that mineral healing hot spring kind of energy is what I'm aiming for in this particular energy as well. Okay, so if something is under that category of community hot spring, it's definitely something that carries that sense of we're going to ease into that warmth. Because if you jump in too fast, it doesn't feel good to some body types, okay? So it's that sense of to ease the shock. Let's go ahead and warm up a little bit first, okay? Okay, that's also a good analogy for how I'm writing this. Cool. I'm in my lane. Okay, so fall energy. It's cleaning, it's cleansing. Oh, hot spring. It's that sense of release and remind. There's a lot of RE going on, and of course, retrograde and everything else, but okay. That wasn't even solfege Courage. I have an awareness of music theory, but the jargon escapes me. And somewhere a teacher cries. Oh, sorry, Zach. No, it's okay though. Because this is a sense of it's divine alignment, being within harmony. That is why music is a frequency. That's why it sets a tone. That's why it sets an environment. That's why I personally use music as like a magical journey to help center myself. I mean, I could sit here and literally have a tale about the magical unicorn and the Matchbox 20 inner revelation because I am personally in a nostalgic 90s basic witch space. It is so fun letting things resonate from a time that felt like, let me pick out the good parts from that age because now it is past. And because there is a death energy within this, okay, and thoughts of death arise within the cultural zeitgeist, at least of the Northern Hemisphere and possibly Southern because, hello, white people went everywhere. There's a high side and a low side to manifest destiny, okay? There's both, okay? But because it is that death season, and there are different ways that you can choose to celebrate transformation and change. You can mourn it. If that is what heals you, because grief is a personal process. So if you grieve at the loss of something, at the change, because that is what loss is. That is the pure alchemical energy, okay? We'll see how it goes. Of loss, okay, the quintessence of that. Scarcity, okay, and it's okay, that's all right, that's where you are. Accept it, and then make a choice from there once you have accepted it. You cannot carry forward until you are aware of where you are at presently. Anybody who trains in any way, shape, or form is aware that measurement of presence, taking the work of the presence, is a major part of that process so that you can grow. Whether it's physically, emotionally, or spiritually. Oh, coach's energy. I call that in the much more like formal-ish kind of. I'm working it out. Astrology nerd one, but yeah. Coach's energy, right? Okay. And keep in mind, different coaches suit different people. Some people are motivated by that coach that says things like, "You're never gonna make it if you don't get yourself together. Move your ass." And then some of us are more motivated with that coach of, you can do it, you got this, okay? It's all over the spectrum, whatever your coach represents to you, whether it's a midwife, yoga instructor, workout buddy, pick one. Your mileage may vary, but it suits, okay? You can choose the garments of your grief, okay? I have been working, I've been doing my shadow work very personally with the Inanna mythology, where she is on the spiral path, okay? Comes to the center of hell to return to her heart's desire is my own interpretation and the way to move it along, because it's cliff notes, right? And as I'm coming back out, that sense of at each gateway, she chooses what garment to carry with her. What garment is worth carrying? This is what Source is asking us to do at this moment, okay? Because it's okay to carry weight, especially if it brings you pleasure. It's okay to wear what garments bring you pleasure that harm none, okay? Intend to harm none. Because sometimes armor is necessary. Remember, this is a general vibe, so we're covering the whole spectrum of garment, okay? And even if it's shield, you must decide, well, is it a shield that is hanging in my home to denote a victory, and there's a sense of peace in that? Is it a shield that I carry on my arm to denote a sense of strength, and there is peace in that? Is it a shield that I am using in battle because it makes me feel like I am indestructible, and there's peace in that? Wherever your peace is at, your mileage may vary. Calibrate if necessary. Okay, it's a choice. Don't forget it's a choice. We honor free will here in all aspects when it comes to Compass Rose Tarot. Okay, so as I am exiting the center and coming back out, and this is why I know I'm at Hermit stage level too, okay, because like, you know how sometimes you think, okay, I'm leveling up, I'm gonna get a new thing, but it's not the new thing you expect, because there's this like bonus round where you get to get like a whole bunch of coins at one time. Pentacles. Oh, Natalie with 2 E's, she called it because she kept saying pentacles, pentacles. Okay, this is another thing as well. Synchronicity, you know. Okay, which please, if you vibe with me, you know that synchronicity is a sign that universe is a nerd. Okay, synchronicity is the Easter egg for the spiritual nerd. Okay, you don't have to embrace it, but I really enjoy it, so please let me do something quite harmless in that realm for sure. Okay. And yes, we're talking about death, and I'm laughing about cosplay. Okay, that's where I was in my head. Because I choose to approach that more with the realm of Dios de los Muertos. Okay? Because, and you know, it doesn't have to be your celebration vibe either. You can go down to New Orleans and have an entirely different experience, and I speak to that purely from that idea of wish and nostalgia. Because I've never been there, but boy, it'd be fun to go. Oh, beignets. Savor. That's another fun thing. Savor. Okay? Savor does not mean mindfully savor. Okay, and this is coming from Suzuki Roshi's Zen Mind Beginner's Mind, I think, but I mean, just pick a Suzuki Roshi thing if you're resonating with this and start there. He has wonderful things to say. Mindfulness energy, okay? Approaching sensuality from mindfulness energy. There was an exercise in which you eat the chip with a sense of slowness and gratitude and mindfulness and presentness within the moment, and I don't even think gratitude was included, but that's just my, you know, it's part of my algorithm. Most of my running program operates off of that at the moment, and it's a choice, and I'm working with it, and it's cool. So with that sense of, it helps to create flow. It helps to move things forward. Okay, this is what that does. And when you approach things from that state of being able to mindfully savor your present, this is something that will help you, aid you, give you the tools. Like, remember we talked earlier about tools and like divine schematics and stuff? This is what will give you the tools necessary. And this is where I pull back from the vibe and get into that, like, you know, tarot reader tribe space. Okay, because it resonates. Tarot reader tribe. I acknowledge your resonance, because I feel like this is what you are doing with me, AJ, is you are a lovely example, okay, of taking power with that moment, or receiving the nourishment for power within that moment, because power is what is reflected sometimes when truth is spoken, even when it is not necessary, okay? Just as on the opposite side of the picture, there is power spoken when no words are said at all. Okay, so in that realm between speaking and silence, there is a desire from the Great What Have You for a grounded balance, because hello, Libra season, okay? But it's not a requirement, it's just a suggestion, okay? And I say okay a lot, okay? And it's something I'm working on, so if you cannot exist in this space, kindly move along, otherwise, harm them. Okay, don't poison my well. As I try not to poison my own, because legit, sometimes these things are things that are like, that's a moment of, I need to get back in my lane, drink a little water. King of Swords energy is very much that emblem of masterfully using the sword of truth, okay? And it's for whatever your kingdom may be. Your kingdom may vary, okay? Free will exists. So with this death mask energy and mask, I'm someone who enjoys that sense of masquerade because everybody is consenting to the fact that we are wearing masks. And it's one of those things where it like really plays at my eyes in a fabulous way. Like a little Mardi Gras vibe, okay? But you can still tell it's me under there, okay? So it's playful, and to me it also teaches a lesson because anything sacred teaches a lesson, okay? And yes, all things are sacred, but like, present, yes. Sometimes pleasures, well, all things are sacred, including pleasure, and your mileage may vary, okay? So finding a way to take pleasure, contentment, peace, whatever is your energetic resource that keeps you going through your circumstances within alignment of your path that is appropriate for your current stage on the path, okay? Like I acknowledge Blue Phoenix AJ, he stands more in this realm from my reflection, okay? This is legit assumption, okay? It's opinion, it's interpretation of the art that is produced when you speak, okay? Because that is the essence of art. It's a reflection, okay? But it's interpretive. And the interpretation of art is not harmful, so I claim this as art space as well. Yay. I do enjoy that too, okay? But it's because I saw the message and I saw the King of Swords and it was like, yes, this is it. That's what it looks like. Cool. Okay, so if you want a reference, there you go. Thanks for the reference. Cool try. Okay. So the death mask energy. Okay, it is a divine dance. Sewing is how I interpret the season. Okay. And that is why we interpret seasons, to sing them in. Okay, holidays are to create an environment that welcomes the season before us. In ritual, that is the intention that I have. That is why I acknowledge the seasons, and that's why I sing in the seasons. And I mean, sometimes that's why I sing is just to mark and bear witness to the fact that I am in this resonance, in this moment. I am legit someone, part of my tools for being at peace with things is to listen to love them. It's all I got to remember that. But like, I have to say it with a sense of authenticity. It's not like I have to, okay? But to keep myself finely tuned, if I can sing that song with a sense of authenticity and it resonates, that gives me a sense of peace with my circumstances. I don't have to have a sense of urgency. And I recognize and I'm reminded of the choice, okay? Because sometimes we do need those little road signs. You are welcome to go on your journey, absence of road sign. You can, because people have walked across the entire continent of the United States. Okay, the space I live in, so this is my context, okay? Context is not a realm for excuse. That's a little FYI as a reflection of things I've been seeing with my personal readings. Okay. You can walk across the entire United States of America barefoot. Okay, you can... Oh, that's what we were getting. Okay, shout out to Watch Natalie again because the Forrest Gump was mentioned in one of her reads, so a reference for resonance nerd moment. Okay, shout out nerd. That energy of walk across America however you'd like. Okay? However you would like, as long as you're not violating that sense of general rules. And there's this beautiful sense of settling in with boundaries as someone who's been previously struggling when it comes to the concept of boundaries, both in receiving and giving, because I acknowledge all the sides, okay? That is what shadow work is, by the way, FYI for those of you in the shadow work vibe kind of universe, okay? The lessons that I have gleaned, the quintessence from my alchemy time on that one, and I definitely took notes because it's important. Shadow work is a means of liberation via reconciliation of two polarities, so that the two polarities become... Oh my goodness, what is this? Oh yeah. So that the two polarities become not two push-pull tug magnets, but I was already saying it. Wow, it's already in there. Okay, cool. So that they become the two sides of the balance. Okay, the divine balance. No wonder I was getting like, crocodile energy coming in so strong. I mean, Egyptian parts of my cherry picked pantheon. And gateway energy is quite a lovely time to check your balance. Oh, check your baggage at the gate. Check your baggage at the gate. Baggage check moment. And I love this myself, okay? For me, it's a sense of reassurance and a feeling of security. And that sense of reconciliation. Reconciliation. It is a level of divine union that I'm at one point at, okay? Because it's like a level, but it's also like a video game. You level up as well. There's many ways to do this, okay? Think like sandbox, okay? Sandbox energy. You can build what you like, okay? In some moments, divinity wears the mask of the divine nerd, okay? It's beautiful. Maybe I'll start with making masks, okay? Because hello, art space. Alright, but anyway. It's the divine mask, okay? So, it's the divine mask of reconciliation, okay? And reconciliation is a part of peace with. Okay, so that's part of how I personally arrived at my peace with journey, since others are echoing. There is a desire for lesson. The title, that's what did it. The title, I need some advice. And of course, like my little witchy side is like the teacher side. Like, oh, somebody needs advice and I can speak in similar language. Okay. So yeah, that's what sparked that. And I didn't even really like comment sections exist. But like, I am as I am, trying it out. And I like to talk about the cards. Hey, there's the redirect. Thanks, universe. Reminders. They are reminders. This is reminder memorial season. We remember things. I honor the dead to remember the parts of them that are nourishing. Okay? We carry our body around with us until it can serve no more. The purpose of the higher self. But if we are, as we are the divine light within a shell, what is left behind? Okay, because as someone who has experienced the left behind energy, okay, in a myriad ways, and I will call very clearly, including like, physical death, okay. My mother passed when I was in high school, and that was an ancient Saturn cycle, now from perspective, so I feel at peace enough with it to disclose things, okay. Details to the story, a little fluff, because I feel like it. Glitter! And it's something that at this point, as I view it from that area, it is something where, because you are the one who was left behind, you carry memorials with you. And sometimes they're in the form of a song, because the song is the lightest thing to carry. A memorial of the mind is quite energetically minimalist. Okay, remember Marie Kondo, does it spark joy? Shout out to, I hope her name is the Crow Tarot, the Tarot Crow. We were on the same frequency for one. Thank you for the inspiration on that. But it's that sense of, does it spark joy? Because that is the quintessence, okay? And grief, loss, any realm of loss, but I speak from that space for those who have experienced grief and will experience grief. Pay attention, if you'd like, okay? It begins in a very visceral, physical realm, okay? Feelings, emotions, urges, actions, okay? And your energetic level, okay? And I will go back to the high, low, middle vibe because it's a common vernacular, okay? Take the context as you carry it. The low vibe of grief, the low because it's down to the earth, okay? Think low as in a tree, okay? It's in the earth, it's in the roots, okay? This includes bloodline stuff. And little FYI for fellow lightworker fans, because this is a prayer for myself, so it is a prayer for those who resonate as well, okay? May you carry your messenger work as though there is divine angels within your bloodline. Because on an energetic and spiritual level, you are. Okay? We are. I am. Anyone who carries that sense of divine messenger, whether it's, speaking truth to someone, whether it is speaking truth to a large audience, whether it's a political matter, whether it's a signature matter, whether it's an art matter, whether it's a friend or family matter. Okay? It applies to all of those realms. Okay? But, okay, lost my space for a minute. It's definitely something where I feel like, okay, we were at 30 minutes here. Wow, no, see, there's another reason for the pause. Time, okay? Kronos is very strong at this time, okay? Kronos was that sense of time, divinity in concert with time, okay? The divine within you aligned with time. Re-examine your concept of time, the energy you put towards it, the resource that you put in. Is it renewable? Because it's a good idea if it is. It's a better choice. It's a better choice. Okay? And here we were talking about tools that give you better choices to do that. Okay? And, it was the wings. The angels. Wow, no wonder it tuned out, right? Talk about a racket or moth moment. Okay. Mea culpa, but not really. Because an angel, the quintessence of an angel is, the divine messenger. Angels have wings. In this leap of faith time, angels have wings. Keep it in mind. Some of us are in the early stages of divine messenger. And this is not a judgment expression of angel. This is not heaven, hell, angel good, devil bad. No. This is not that. Okay? Throw that out the window. Okay? It's not that. This is much more than just pure, alchemist, merging of science and magic, okay? The alchemical filter of angel is the divine messenger of God, winged messenger of God, able to fly, air, disseminate and information, flow, migrate, whatever you associate, liberate. Whatever you associate with that sense of feathers and freedom and birds and air, this is the realm that you are working in presently, okay? Especially for those who are still here at this point. Namaste and thank you. I'm going to wrap this up here. Okay, there are more notes. There are more notes, okay? It's so much divine timing. Four of Cups spoke to me on that one. There is a sense of resting, which is re-emphasized by Sarvasti, wisdom, okay, which is on my deck when it comes to tarot trump number 2, okay. Harmony, 2 pillars, divine resonance, right? Harmony. This is a moment that speaks of harmony, okay? And in divine waiting, we hone our skills. Okay, and whatever sparks you, will find divine luck in it. All right, because the other thing I saw here was an emphasis with the pre-shuffle. Okay, an emphasis on Page of Wands and Princess of Pentacles. Okay, and it was definitely sequential. Okay, Page of Wands being that gentle diplomatic pursuit, or that immature diplomatic pursuit, or that playful side. Okay. Your spectrum may vary because there are varying levels of page energy, but it's whatever fires you up. You're approaching it in a child space. Or not child, more teenager, because there's more awareness. Someone who is of age but still has a playful nature, okay? Of age to choose but has a playful nature. That is what I mean with this page energy. The more you recognize that energy in your life, whether you are one playing the role or someone else is playing that role, okay? And in this energy, I'm using mask as a metaphor for a metaphor, okay? Wherever you recognize that in your space, this is what will bring you to that Princess of Pentacles in my deck, Knight of Pentacles, pursuit of stability energy, okay? Action towards stability energy, which please we can get some money. It's it's a hustle thing, okay? But it's the divine hustle. And that's where you're going to find most luck here, okay? Because that energy of Jupiter is very strongly reflected. Because personally exiting the divine 3 energy, okay, exiting that realm, and so this is like my farewell to the 333. Namaste for the lesson. It is certainly 3 of Pentacles for me. Okay, 3 of Pentacles for me. Okay. And it is something that is reflected now as we move into this 4 energy, this building energy. It's like that energy of divine builders get ready, because we're not building yet. Some of us are, okay? Some are the true pioneers that are way out there in the boonies, okay? And we can see their smoke signals from here, and we are so grateful to all the pioneering spirit, okay? There is a high side to manifest destiny, okay? And this is what we see here very strongly echoed in this, okay? Now the bottom of the deck was sacrifice, okay? And it's that essence of pay attention to what you are sacrificing and how you are sacrificing, because in other decks, this is, of course, sorry, just saw the 3, it's just 12, it's 12, it's 12 within tarot order, and that of course breaks down to 3, okay, but anyway. Sacrifice has been a part of the process already, so let's return to that moment of grief, okay? Breaking generational curses during this ancestral honoring season, okay? Honor how you wish, which includes not at all, okay? In this ancestor honor season, we keep from them what nourishes us. What we pull up through our roots is what nourishes us of the earth, okay? Sometimes the earth beneath you has toxicity, and with the aid of other elements, okay, depending on the environment, maybe some mushrooms are springing up and they are helping to clean up the networks, okay? Maybe there are kindly humans coming along to pick things up, and like maybe legit nothing is happening, okay, except your ability to survive and pull up the good parts of the roots, okay, through the roots, okay, pull up the newts through the roots. And sometimes the best fertilizer for the ground beneath you while you're growing this process, because remember, the divine plant, the companion energy of this, okay, there for the ride. And it works great when we go along together, okay, like the doctor and his companion, okay, in all contexts. Tardius is liberation, okay. It is that energy of liberation. Okay, that brings us into that triangular state. Okay, my hands are moving into it. Okay, that is the beauty of the triangle and the 333. It is the focus of energy. Okay, and to focus your energy, sometimes sacrifices have to be made. Okay, your sacrifice may vary. All right, and those are true tower moments. Okay, tower moments are a reflection of the fact that the great what have you values you so greatly that, and recognizes your ignorance. That's how we get dumb luck. Okay, is when you are satisfied with the outcome, but at the start of the period was uncertain of how it would go. If you put enough focus on the divine levels that come before you, and you become satisfied with the outcome, okay, because that helps you to be more it has helped me to be more satisfied with whatever the outcome is to look at the bubbles sometimes. Okay, I'll stop and look at the flowers, I stop and look at the bubbles. Ooh, bubbles. Yes, I can. Oh. Empty cup. Full cup. Ah, Saggy. I love it. There's a lot of resonance here with Saggy season. Let's talk about that because universe is redirected. Okay. I will resonate what I have seen, okay, from the data of myself and others, okay, intuition and all that jazz. It is definitely something where we have that level coming forward here. A lot of this will be playing out between now and Sagittarius season, okay? Depending on where Sagittarius is in your chart is where you're going to find luck and dumb luck in that sense of divine intervention coming in, as well as long as you have made room for it and expressed your boundaries to universe in an efficient fashion, you will receive what you are looking for, okay? That sense of heart's desire met. And remember, for me, heart's desire is star card, Okay, so star card, wish, influence, hope, it's all a part of it. Manifestation, Easter eggs for the universe. Remember, hey, universe, me. However you Easter egg, okay, whether it's through Namaste or little reminders of the self, little rituals of the self that help you to remember your energetic culture. Sometimes we have to lay down the bones of our ancestors because there is not nourishment left in us to merit the weight. And this is the essence of release season. And this is something that some of us, we carry that with us on a consistent basis. Okay? That's why I admire the Addams family. Okay? Shout out to Addams family fam, those of us who enjoy it. Okay? Not even specific shout outs on that one because that's so many people in my life. Okay? I found it so comforting. Because it was black and white, and for me as a child, that was very important. Because many parts of my childhood were not black and white, but were portrayed in that essence of black and white. I was not allowed the spectrum at some point, and I had to awaken to the concept. And that is why mimicry, okay, is an acceptable form of learning in my book. Because truly difficult circumstances, sometimes you have to be as blank as possible. Okay, it's a survival mechanism. You don't have to anything. You don't have to anything. Okay. One choice when confronted with uncertainty is to stay silent and not draw attention to what is uncertain. And sometimes when it comes to uncertainty, because I have graduated, of course, and gone through many levels of this college called life, and I'm aiming for my PhD in fuck it, in that like blissful terminology, and it's beautiful. Personal FYI, if I use the term college or institution, it's in that sacred realm of institution. Okay, like there's sanctity to it. There's divinity in all things. So high vibe on the college side, right? Getting into that realm of graduating into my PhD of okay. That is that original space. Okay, that is the survival's realm. Look up like Maslow's pyramid of needs, which really should be pyramid of progression, evolution, urges, choices, pyramid of choices. And at that survival mode, you are allowed a specific, not allowed, okay, divinity idealizes a specific set of choices, okay, for those in survival space, okay? And when you are in that like wild energy, that sense of if I can assess something, because the high side of it is as you assess, you recognize whether it is threat or non-threat and exist with it. And there's majesty in the beauty of seeing a pack of wolves run past you, okay? And because you approach, and this is an experience I had in my boony days. And when you approach an experience, not from a space of fear, but a space of awareness, caution is on the radar, but that sense of it's not necessary unless something drastically changes, yes, okay? Because the spirit of the wolf is the spirit of liberation and freedom. Wildness has its high side, because the high side of wildness is like in concert with nature as a means to achieve liberation, because liberation is also expression of self, inherent self. There's beauty and wildness in nature in concert, because it is an inherent expression of self, but also divinity and instinct and all things in between. So for me, it's easy to recognize the alchemy and the experience and to see the algorithm, if you want to put it that way. Okay, trying to come back from the local space because it's getting long again, and I'm really not trying to do that. So like we said, bottom of the deck, hanged man, sacrifice. Are we hanging from the tree as, you know, Odin? Are we seeking the sound of the throne? That resonates with me. So wherever you are on the tree, let it resonate with you. Okay? These are tools to help you find your way. And I will say, on the bottom of the deck, I forgot, Temperance, right? Saggy, the 2 cups. Cool. Side note, Easter egg. Balance is the bottom line. Okay? Because Easter eggs help to express a theme. Okay? If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. No harm, no foul. Because I get this is easier to translate into we got this. Okay, this is why I do this. Micro to macro. This is why I choose to do this. because I recognize that I'm healing myself. It helps to heal others, and it helps to heal all, okay? Because once we have that sense of being on the same page in important matters, this is why teamwork matters. And whatever I'm on teamwork, whether it's cheerleader, phone call from a friend, nostalgic thoughts of ones who have passed, okay? Remember, it's about inspiration. Whatever sparks you to motivate you, okay? This is that high vibe side teamwork energy, okay? The middle realm, the very human realm, okay, is that true sense of cooperation where people measure their strengths and weaknesses in order to achieve a common goal, okay? That is the level of teamwork that is a scientifically proven approach to, like, solving circumstances, okay? That is reflected in the school of, like, child development, psychology, philosophy, etc., okay? Like, set yourselves through your own homework. This is the point where the teacher's like, and I want to enjoy my day off, so we're done class. Oh, wait, there was one more. Choke them up. Give me with one more. Oh yeah, finish what you started. Pegasus energy. This is about why something resonates, okay? And I am resonating with the baby Pegasus fam, okay? So that means if you already a Pegasus and divine in your glory, beautiful. And if you haven't got wings yet, it's okay, caterpillar, it's coming. Okay, does Pegasus do the caterpillar thing? Probably not, okay, but still. Learning space. My space is a space of learning. Oh, yay, I love it. Okay, beautiful. Namaste. It's getting better. Oh, water helps. Water helps. Take care of yourselves, nourish yourself.